Hi, thanks for joining me on Wilderness with Monty. I'm at Hot Creek, and this isn't my favorite place to fish. And it's special regulation, open all year from the designated section. You can find it in the special regulation chart in the Department of Fish and Wildlife regulation guide for California. And this is the one particular thing where it's artificial barbless flies only, and I've only seen a few rivers that have that designation, but this is flies only. And I really didn't bring any flies. I came to fish the upper and lower Owens. I fished the lower Owens earlier for Patreon, Wilderness with Monty on Patreon. I was gonna fish two different sections of the lower Owens, but I just decided I've had enough lower Owens. So I came up here to Hot Creek to look at the geologic site and to maybe do some fishing. And I only have 2 nymphs on me, one of which is viable, and I have 3 streamers. Go down there and see if we can't get something in the net really quick, and see if we can't cap this day off with a couple Hot Creek trout. So this is not really my kind of river, and I fished it a few times. I've caught a bunch of fish over the years in here. Just everything was pretty small, and I got my small net that I use when I go backpacking, just because I'm not really planning on going for the big game today down here. But with that said, I was fishing the little truckee a few weeks ago for Wilderness with Monty on Patreon, and I was using this small net, and wouldn't you know, I caught a brown that barely fit in it. So let's see if we can do that again. So I hiked all the way down there, fished for 10 minutes, and then realized I'm starving. It's already 4:30, and I need to make dinner. So I hiked right back up, fired up some hot links, toasted bagels, threw some brown mustard on there, crushed a ridiculous amount of that to where I almost feel sick. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm no longer starving, and let's go see if we can catch something. It's already 5:20, so if I'm gonna get something, it's gonna have to happen quick. All right, I just threw on a black woolly bugger, and whatever's gonna happen is gonna have to happen really quick, because it's gonna get dark. And I see a bunch of fish flashing at it. This is strictly 0 bag limit. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Little Hot Creek action. Woo, woo, woo. He's jumping all over the place. Keep that barbless jig in your mouth, brown trout. Oh, ah. Got him. All right. Let's get that hook out of him. That happened quick. And I went with the beadhead, black beadhead woolly bugger. You know, a lot of the jigs and woolly buggers I use are black. Not because it's my favorite color, that's what the cheap ones come in. So I always let him sit in the net for a little bit, rest up, make sure he's got his comeuppance going. Down below the geologic site, the creek is really hot, but it's nice and ice cold up here. But this guy's got a lot of fire in him. Get my hand wet, hold him up for a brief moment. Nice little brown, get him back in. Hot Creek on the board. So I got about a 5-6 foot leader on here. I'm keeping it pretty short. So they're probably on my side too, but I'm targeting that far bank. And I'm watching a bunch of fish come out and chase it like that guy. Like that guy chased it. He was ready to go. And this is so much more enjoyable now that I've eaten food, because I was so hungry. I got down there and I'm like, I'm not gonna starve until 7. So even I have limits. But I'm hoping I can get something bigger to come out from in between, because the bigger fish will stay in between the growth. that's waving on the bottom. But let's keep moving. We got to keep moving. We're under pressure here. Almost thinking about sticking a nymph on, because I'm getting so many hits the second I throw this thing out there, but they're all small fish. It's easy to remember why I don't come here. There's so many people. Because there's only like a little bit of river to fish. And they got a guy there, a girl there, another guy on the other side of that rock. So I don't know how long I'm gonna deal with this. I'm getting one hit after another. They're all really small. I'm gonna stick with this woolly bugger. If I put on a nymph, I'm gonna catch a lot more fish, obviously. But I don't know. I wanna hold it out for the big guy. That's a little rainbow, I think. Getting hits on every cast. It's just, get my net wet. Always want to get my net wet before I get the fish in there. You don't want to get a fish into a dry net. Then I can wet my hand on the net. That's a really pretty little wild rainbow right there. Get him back in. Woo, there he goes. I mean, the action here is quick. The water's moving, the fish are on your fly so fast. But there are big fish here. I've never caught one. I usually end up quitting. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I usually end up quitting. Just fall off. Fall off, dude. I usually end up quitting because there's too many people, which I've already seen 4 people in like 50 yards of stream. Get my hand wet. Little scrappy guy, beautiful red spots on him. There he goes. He's happy. There's quick hitting. This guy cracked it. I threw it in and I was getting ready to go walk upstream. And he won't come off the hook. Come on, dude. He just fall off. He won't come off. I've got a long way to grow. The one equalizer here is you hit a couple spots where you got to climb up and over to get farther upstream. So if someone goes down over there, there's a good chance they'll stop before they have to go over. That's the second big thing I've climbed. Fish are so aggressive. They're just bam, bam. It's like every cast I put in the water is just like boom, 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 boom. Get my hand wet here. I mean, these are beautiful wild fish. And, you know, this is 0 bag limit. And this thing flows cold all year. So, except for below the geothermal area, it's like a hot tub down there. We'll give this a little longer. Look at all the snow, man. That's no good for backpacking. Oh, this is where the public land ends, and that's where the private Hawk Creek Ranch starts. And it's my understanding that it's really hard to get a reservation at that place. Like, it's booked up years in advance. But that's a little out of my price range, so I'm gonna go walk this way and head back towards my car. This guy's fighting. We'll give him that. Get out of there, buddy. He is battling upstream. That is a scrappy brown, boy. Ugh. He was sitting under that rock right there. Look at him fighting in the net. That was one of the better fish of the day. If I'm gonna end it with something, I might as well end it with something like this. Get my hand wet. There we go. It's a nice scrappy brown. I mean, you know, I'll take it. It's a little post-dinner dessert. Oh, this is where the public land ends. And that's where the private Hawk Creek Ranch starts. And it's my understanding that it's really hard to get a reservation at that place. Like, it's booked up years in advance. But that's a little out of my price range. So I'm gonna go walk this way and head back towards my car. I gotta head back to my car and get it ready for an uncomfortable night's sleep. I'm not going that way to the Hot Creek Ranch where they're having steak, cheese and crackers, lattes, wine. I'm on the bologna and cheese sandwich, hot links, great value instant coffee. That's how I'm rolling, and then I'm sleeping in my car. So I ain't fancy like Hot Creek Ranch. But that's cool. My advice, you come out here, it's really shallow, the water's moving quick. I would just fish the same kind of strategy I do when I'm fishing small backcountry creeks, where I just have like a 4 or 5 foot leader. With this woolly bugger, I had about a 6 foot leader just because I was hoping for something big. But you know, you throw it in there, they attack it the second it hits the water. Like, if I had a nymph on, I would have got even more fish. I didn't even turn the camera on for about 4 little fish. That was like an hour of just one after another, man. And it's just, you know, got those 2 browns that were kind of nice, and that was fun. I had nothing better to do. The lower Owens was really tough today. I got some nice fish in the end, but nothing really big. It was really low flow, so hopefully we can go for some big game on the Upper Owens River, the year-round section. So until then, thanks for joining me on Wilderness with Amani out in Hot Creek. Until next time.